Hey, everybody! The following monologue is completely random based on one word. Once again, getting one of my screenwriting books off the shelf. I'm going to flip through here and pick the random word today that we're going to start on, and then I'm just going to talk. The word is bathroom. The word is, you can't see that, bathroom. I'm sorry to say. Set a timer for 10 minutes.
Setting the timer. Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
You know, I'm not going to sink to bathroom humor during this 10 minutes. I, uh, you know, I think that's the first thing. I was in an improv troupe for a couple of years. And when you ask for suggestions from the audience, you try to set the ground rules. But inevitably, somebody is always yelling the word bathroom or toilet. And you just have to figure out a way to just stop taking that suggestion. I think that is maybe the first humor that we learn when we're about 10 years old, 8 years old. When did you tell your first poop joke? And the poop emoji has become very, very resilient. I'm not going to name names, but I have a nephew who once was so into the poop emoji that he was collecting poop emoji hats, poop emoji decals. It was really a part of his life. I'm like, you know what, the world has enough poop, and excited that that phase ended. Not him pooping. He's going to probably do that for the rest of his life. Aren't we all? We hope. But that emoji, not my favorite. It's not my favorite emoji. It's not my favorite kind of humor, and I try to stay away from it. Even I write a lot of stuff for kids and family stuff, a lot of animation, and I am super resistant to a fart joke or a poop joke. It's got to be good. And I know you're asking, Corey, is there a good fart joke? Yes, there is, because I broke my rule on Hoodwinked 2. I don't think Hoodwinked, the original movie, has any fart jokes or poop jokes. You can correct me in the comments if you'd like, but I do know that there is one in Hoodwinked 2. And I kind of feel like that whole movie ended up being a giant fart anyway. Did not direct it, and I'm not saying anything against whoever, against Mike Disa directing it. I'm just saying I didn't direct it, but I did write it, and I did write this fart joke. The wolf is trapped in an elevator, and I'm not going to spoil anything. He's trapped in an elevator, and the villain is trying to get rid of him. And I think it's Twitchy and the wolf, and the elevator is filling with noxious gas. And the wolf says something like, it's okay. The kids are just nervous. It's natural. And I thought that was funny. That he was being gassed inside an elevator, but he thought it was nervous children breaking wind. I think that's it, though. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to allow a fart joke into a movie. I think they're too easy. I think bodily functions are gross. I'm not one of those kids that was really into bodily functions and snot and slime. I still see that on the toy shelves. When I'm trying to buy a gift for a birthday party, one of my kids' friends, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that, like, mad scientist gooey brain kit, slime-o-rama, and it's like a bucket of slime, and you can like pour different colors of slime in, or it's just like a skull, and you pull slime out of the nose. Even when I was 10, I was not into that. I don't get it. I don't get that kind of humor. I don't get why that's fascinating. I'm not, but it's funny. If I have a wound, I will pick a scab to my wife's chagrin, if I can use a fancy word. She hates that. I will have to pick. And I don't want to pick, but it's something about I've got to get the impurities out of my system. If I see a bubbly little thing that I got to get the pus out of it. I don't want to gross you guys out. I got to get it out of my body. I squeeze, I pick, I get it. I want to cleanse myself. It's about being clean. It's not about me being gross. It's about me being clean. But I think that, you know, a mom always says to her kid, don't pick at that. Don't pick. And I'm sad to say that my wife has taken over that job of telling me not to pick at things. Don't pick at that. Don't pick. I don't even watch American Pickers. I'm not allowed. That's what I thought that show was about. It's just people who traveled America picking their scabs. It's not a good show. It would not get picked up. Nobody would pick it. It would remain unpicked, American Pickers. But I actually do watch the real American Pickers. This is why this is a train of thought, because now we started out with bathroom, but now I'm talking about American Pickers, and American Pickers is a great show. So I don't want to disparage that show. They travel the country finding old rusted junk, and they make you reappreciate like some vintage milkshake maker or some rusty sign. I used to get way into rusty, old, vintage hotel signs, gas station signs. Frankly, anything vintage from a bygone era I really love as a piece of decor. And they'll refurbish things. That's fascinating. And we would get into American Pickers, and along with that, Storage Wars. Storage Wars, if you're not familiar with that, it's where they just auction off a random abandoned storage facility, storage room, and then they crack that lock and they open it up, and whatever you bought, whatever's inside there is what you bought, and then you try to get money out of the piles of somebody's lost stuff, which I find fascinating. It's kind of like American Pickers, except they're picking a giant room of stuff they don't know what they picked. And my wife and I'd be like, time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. We're just flipping around channels listlessly, which is not good at all. It's not high quality television when you're just flipping through the channels and you just want some passive viewing time. And we're like, we're going to bed. And all of a sudden, Storage Wars is on. And we're like, oh crap. Oh no, Vicky. Cut to an hour later, we're still up. Our eyes are red. And we're like, I never knew this much about horses. I never knew this much about Civil War cutlery. Oh, look, he's discovered that 8 pounds of clay is worth nothing. That's what's in the storage facilities, 8 pounds of clay and an old classroom desk. Just once I want to turn on Storage Wars and they auction off some storage space and they open it up and there's nothing in it. Where there's like nothing in it except a guy sitting there in a chair who says, "You've chosen poorly." And he draws his guns and we're off on a Quentin Tarantino nightmare. And the cameras capture it all. Yeah. Or they should combine like the survival show. The Bear Grylls types of shows where they just put a guy inside a storage space and lock him in there. And say, see you in a week. And see, does he grow his fingernails long? Does he go crazy? What happens to him in isolation? Does he fill up mason jars full of urine? And there I am back to bathroom jokes. Although that's not really a bathroom. A mason jar is not technically a bathroom. Boy. And now I'm back to the word bathroom. Apparently this train keeps going around to the same station, to the same word. I don't like, there are some people that have a thing with bathrooms where they if they're at someone else's house, they will not use their bathroom. I'll use anybody's bathroom. Some people, I know that we've had a time in our world now where germs and COVID and the pandemic has made us all really, really rethink our practices on where we use the bathroom, and rightly so. But I'll use a Starbucks bathroom. I won't use a gas station bathroom that looks like nobody's cleaned it in like 7 years. But for the most part, I'll use any bathroom in a reputable establishment. I'll use a person's bathroom. But I know some people have to get home and use their own bathroom. I've had to use outhouses. Like, I'm talking Appalachian mountain man outhouses. I was on a Boy Scout camp out with my kids, and the only, well, aside from going in the woods, which I've also done that, do not enjoy it. Avoid it at all costs. That's what this guy does, but I know how to do it. I know how to dig the hole. I know how to make nature my bathroom. But this was an actual little wooden shack, and I went in there, and one of the toilets was unavailable because something had made it their own bathroom. And that's my time. All I can say is it was some kind of hive or anthill had been built around the toilet. And it was now like an alien bathroom on Mars. And I walked in and I went, guess it's the woods tonight. Turn right back around. Will not do that. So we've learned that I pick at things, but I do have my limits. Thanks for watching this train of thought, and we'll see you again when the train takes off next time.